Welcome back, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hey guys,
Joe here.
and Kevin.
Yes. Lots to discuss with Mad Men. We're barreling towards the season finale.
Yeah, only a couple episodes left here.
Yes. Somebody pointed out last week that the titles of the of each episode are relevant to theme of,
Sure.
of the episode and show. Last week was Tale of Two Cities, which we kind of got that vibe. Obviously, Don and Roger being in California and everything that's happening in New York City. Is it on the nose? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but at the same time, I think it's a great episode. There's no bad episode in the show here. They did say keep an eye on the name of this episode, Favors. So going forward, I'm going to keep an eye on that, seeing how Favors ties into the rest of the season, because we've got like 3 or 4 episodes.
Probably 3 episodes.
3 episodes left. Last episode, the overall theme of death came in as a factor as well, with Don almost dying in a pool.
Yeah, that was really great. You had Don hallucinating Megan being, I mean, let's face it was an idealized Megan. I don't care if you cheat on me and I quit acting and I'm carrying
a baby.
and I'm carrying your baby. Everything's breaking your way now, Don.
Yeah.
Which obviously that's not who Megan is, and she's not going to be.
Sure.
This is Don not really thinking things through before he got married yet again. But does Don really think things through before he starts up something with any woman, including marriage? I would say no.
He's got a weird conscience, right? Because he even saw the corporate. Was it a corporal? I can't remember. The soldier he saw in Hawaii. He saw him there as well, missing an arm and obviously dead.
Right.
Why that's weighing on him, I get. Obviously,
because he's a deserter.
He's a deserter. That's the situation that he came into to become Don Draper, right?
Well, and he cheated to get out of it.
Exactly.
It's like you're paying a price that I was clearly not willing to pay.
Yeah.
I think there was guilt there that kind of wrapped that up.
Right. And to correlate the two between Megan being pregnant and that happening there too is really, really smart. I'm looking forward to this episode. Somebody said it's very Francis Ford Coppola-esque. So looking forward to that too. I think the show does owe a huge debt to The Godfather. We've seen it before. The episode where Sally is in the city with them, and they're all around the table, and that's the same episode that Glenn calls her. He's like, "How's the city?" And she's like, "Dirty."
Yeah.
That episode felt that way as well. So I'm excited. You guys are stoked for the last half of the season. I want to get into it. I want to see what's happening.
This is an absolutely great show, and this has been an absolutely great season. Darker. I'm still I still think we end the season with Don on the outs with everybody in some way. Maybe Megan's gone by the end of this season in the last 3 or 4 episodes here. Maybe she's not. But I think at work is where he's really doomed. I really do. I think that he's heading for a fall, and I think seeing a more heroic Ted, who has been like all of the best parts of Don without any of his drawbacks, really.
Yeah.
Don kind of invited a guy in who is better than he is in a lot of ways, right? When Duck Phillips came in, that was no threat because Duck was insecure. He was struggling. He was in no position to be in the fight with Don that he wanted to be in.
He tried to thwart Don, though. That's the thing, right? Ted has no intention of doing that. He's there. Not yet.
I think he will. I think Ted's going to be the first person to say, this isn't working.
Don is thwarting himself at this point.
Yeah, no, he is. I mean?
Back then, that was Don Draper. He's the man.
Right.
People are jealous of him. Now it's just like, do your job, dude. Like, you need to do your job
here. No one from the old Sterling Cooper is going to say you're the problem here, right? To Don, because of who he is. Jim Cutler, he'll say it, and nobody listens to that guy.
I'm worried about him because he's already scheming.
He's scheming, but I don't think he has the power if he had to go cry to Ted to try to fire Ginsburg,
Ted's the shot caller.
Ted is the one that's, if anyone's going to be the one that says having Don as a part of this firm in this role that he's in is not working, I think Ted is the person that's going to say it.
I think you're right, honestly. And people are already going to Ted with their problems now too. They kind of see Ted as the boss.
Ted's become the leader of the firm
in a very short time.
Yeah,
it's been only like 4 episodes, really.
And it's all on Don because he seems half checked out of the whole thing.
He does.
He shows up to meetings late. We're having a meeting. Okay, sits down. Are we done?
Or the episode
mean-
where he's like, "Okay, yeah, good work. Let me know what you have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit in my office."
He goes and tells Ted, he's like, I'm out. I'm off on Chevy. I'll sign off on whatever, but I'm out of creative.
That was the
on
Crash episode.
it.
I
Yeah,
think,
it was terrible.
So
Um,
I want to see what's going forward with that too, because I'm expecting at least one more blow up this season. Obviously, we have the big one in the middle of the show with them merging.
Right.
I think one more thing's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think it's a wake up call for Dawn on some very, very real level of work. I really do. All right, we should get going here.
Yes, we should. If you guys are watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you'd mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On all shows, including Mad Men, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching the edits of this here on YouTube and want to keep going, that's where you'll do it. You will have to sync and watch along on your own AMC Plus or other device. You're only going to see us for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive, and we've just started and soon coming to YouTube. Arrested Development.
Yeah.
All right, Patreon folks, welcome back. Let us jump into episode 11 here. I think 14 has been kind of the number of episodes.
I think you're right.
So maybe
13,
like 4
14.
left, yeah. We get started here in 3, 2, 1. He's kind of a mess right now, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you have the mouse. He just walked right on the top of the mouse pad. See that?
Yeah. Those rats are built different.
I've seen blind people juggle, but somehow it seems to be beyond me.
Why don't you just close your eyes? That's what you did.
Whatever I did, it worked. We're in it.
That's good news.
Step 1, I sent it to research. Step 2, you'll need to get that little idea factory working.
There's only one,
He's not doing that.
but I think it demands a media strategy. Forget research. Get Harry Crane on it.
There we go.
There it is.
Hey, not all surprises are bad.
He's just really actively avoiding doing anything, isn't he?
I know. It's like
I need you to come up with an idea. No, put Harry on it.
even the MLK episode, he was like, "Are we closed or not?" You know?
Right.
Anything I can get you?
I think she would like a cup of tea.
In a teacup.
Plain to present.
As opposed to what?
All right.
Mrs. Campbell, nice to meet you.
There's no reason for you to be so formal, dear. Sit with me.
In a way, yeah.
Another world. I'm your daughter-in-law.
Right. You have a granddaughter, by the way. Or grandson, I guess.
Much it relieves me to see you and Peter reunited. I'm glad you both swallowed your pride. If nothing else, but for the good of the child you have together.
Oh.
Oh, she thinks it's Trudy.
Your son and I are not together that way.
Trudy, dear, don't deny him.
Yeah.
I waited long enough to experience the physical satisfactions of love.
Is Manolo her nurse?
Yeah, I think she's just confused. I think.
Okay. I was gonna like,
Bob Benson was right about you. You're worth every penny.
yeah, Bob.
You treat my mother well, but also that you treat yourself.
The pleasure is all mine.
I know that isn't true.
Sally, get in here.
It's gonna transition.
Yeah. I hope she's just confused and it's not like a weird situation.
Right.
What?
What's the point of having a mansion if you're going to spend all your time in here?
Fine. You hate that Daddy supports my dreams. He doesn't think I'm just a pain in the ass.
Majors, yeah.
I love angsty Sally. I
Yeah,
love it so much.
yeah.
Nice to finally meet you, Mitchell. I'm Don.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Megan.
That was so awkward.
I know.
What happened?
He's 1A.
But he's in school.
Well, Vietnam.
Back his draft card. In protest. They reclassified him.
What did you think was going to happen? Stupid kid.
Yeah.
He's so scared.
He should be.
For many reasons.
Yeah.
Of his life on the run.
Oh, that's ironic. Coming from him.
Yeah.
Is there something that they can do? I guess
mean-
besides that?
It's not their problem at the same time. Come on. I mean,
Right.
help the kid.
Whiskey sours.
How about a Shirley?
It was such a stupid war. I feel bad for every kid that had to go.
Me too.
Well, you've seen how simple it is now. There's nothing to be afraid of.
My father died in a plane.
Yeah.
Look, you're driving. Can we please have another round?
You still have to get home from White Plains. Ambition, brains, and beauty.
Yeah, but what about him?
You off too, my dear.
Okay, this is gonna happen still.
Oh yeah, and Pete sees it.
Yeah.
If the check comes, I'm sending it to Ocean Spray.
I like Ocean Spray.
I do too. He doesn't like cranberry juice.
Right.
You don't want me to talk about his wife.
Yeah.
I've seen that look.
He's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not cool of him to say out loud, though.
It's not. He's put on the spot.
And he's in love with you, too.
Stop stirring the pot, man. Mind your business.
Well, I could use an account, and he's been generous.
Yeah.
Kissing butt.
I like how he's like, this is the team I've always wanted. Just kind of wondering if when that all changes, because he's not going to stay feeling that way. No.
Because you really know me.
She does.
I do.
An awkward exchange with your mother earlier.
Don't hit on her if that's what he's doing. I can't tell if that's what he's doing or not because he's so drunk.
I should tell you.
It's hard to tell with him.
I had a very strange conversation with your mother.
What did she say?
She thought I was Trudy.
She thought I was your wife, and Manuel was her husband.
My father never treated her that well.
I don't think you understand.
She's gonna cause a problem.
She's going to cause a problem.
Making love with him.
Tell me exactly what she said.
Oh, God.
Fire in her loins.
Oh! Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
I think this is going to be a thing now.
I hope not. That guy seemed perfectly nice.
Yeah, he did.
I can't get the image out of my head.
Stop it, please. I don't even want to think about her brushing her teeth.
Thought I caught you two off.
Ted, I have never been less afraid of flying in my life.
Maybe it won't be a problem then. Let's hope not. But Pete's
Right.
vindictive. I don't know.
Oh, jealousy.
Yeah, there's a lot to read there.
Yeah, there was some jealousy there with Ted. I'd say there's like a 100% chance.
You think he picks up on the two of them in the past?
No, I think he thinks this is happening now and he's jealous, is all.
Arnold,
Is it too late?
for what? Come in.
I would always be scared to see him at the door.
Mother's treating it like he's dying. She doesn't want anyone to know.
This is like peak Dom era too.
Yeah.
He'll be there for a while.
Sylvia says she didn't know either. She's doing that a lot lately. Lying about little things.
Oh, you have no idea.
He's fishing.
You must know somebody.
I know a lot of people, but it doesn't matter. He's 1A. His induction could be tomorrow.
Yeah.
You think she's gonna let her baby rot in jail for a cause?
Sounds like he should have stayed in Paris, honestly.
Sounds like he should. Or not send his draft card back.
You see action?
Yeah, a little.
It was very different. I wanted to go. And then when I got there, well,
I didn't want to be there. Yeah.
Lucky enough to live in this country. And service is part of that bargain, sacrifice.
He's red-pilled.
the war is wrong.
Yeah.
God can turn off the lights at any moment. You know where you're going to be? The office.
This is going to push him right to Peggy, isn't it?
Yep. Does your friend still work at the Department of Defense?
No, he left for Union Carbide.
But he probably still has pole over there.
Yeah.
Give us the blends.
What about Sunkist?
What about it?
It's orange juice.
That's a conflict for sure.
Why didn't you tell us about that? Isn't this the meeting where I tell you?
Are we having this meeting?
Why didn't you? Why don't you join this company and read a memo once in a while?
Here it is. Yep. And it starts. Yep.
Maybe they're not
The war.
He didn't even know the meetings were happening.
I really didn't know.
It's kind of amazing that he has a job there.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, he's a partner.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't do anything.
Well, he used to. He used to
Yeah,
be the guy that got all the business.
The key word used to.
Yeah.
You know we'll end up with just one juice.
I don't want his juice. I want my juice.
Yeah.
This should be a meme.
Yeah. It's all your juice. That was actually the reasonable one on this one. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I'll get your cab lickety-split. Bring him right back.
Oh, don't do that.
You're living with Mark Lindsay. I don't live here.
Something's going to be a thing with the keys, I'm guessing.
Very well. Good night, my sweet.
Oh god, it's gonna get in his head, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get in Pete's head.
Yeah, it is.
He might be fired.
Right.
If we're going to have an adult conversation, let's have an adult conversation.
Oh no.
Has he taken advantage of you?
Manny has awakened a part of me.
Oh boy.
Don't you think I'm entitled to the pleasures of love?
Do not be more specific.
God.
I have car fare and a piece of paper with my address written in his elegant handwriting.
Oh my god.
Well, he's probably just down the hall too. You can probably
Right.
catch him.
And now we're back to square one.
Brendan's at Antioch.
Yep. Studying the classics.
It's cool.
I hope he'll come to his senses.
He's got a couple years before he has decisions to make.
Well, as long as we're working together, he's got a job with us.
A friend of mine's kid just got to that point. He doesn't have a lot of choices left. 1A. Can you imagine?
Buzzkill.
I've got 2 sons. Thank God they're too young.
I don't even like to think about that.
I know.
Don is gonna get him to do it.
Beside himself.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted sees it.
Yeah.
Believe me, we know about that. Makes me sick.
Don, you're ruining the party here.
Next year, this time, we'll have won the war. We'll take Brendan to dinner, get him plastered, and have him read the menu in Latin.
I love Roger.
Ted, are you an angler?
My hobby is coming up with names for the XP.
Yeah, that was a real mood,
This is-
mood change there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost tanked that.
I think Don is really gonna screw some stuff up.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Ted sees it coming.
A lot of great close-ups or medium shots on Ted's face this episode. He's not dumb. He's
Ted
seen
is-
everything.
Ted is formidable. Yeah, she's selling this place and moving still, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the rat's caught in the trap.
This is gonna be really gross, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's trap, man.
Who is she calling to deal with this in the middle of the night?
Stan?
It's mortally wounded, I'm pretty sure, because there's a lot of blood.
Did you call an ambulance?
You have
I'm not your boyfriend.
Maybe I'll make it worth your while if you come over.
No, you won't.
Could you give me some coffee?
Without a secretary. Right. Get some coffee.
Checked. It's our relationship. And not everything's about you, Ted.
Then be better at it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I bet you don't have a lot of friends, Don, so I'm going to assume this is important.
It is.
He's the best. Like,
Yeah.
so much empathy from this man.
You're going to have to stop the war.
I can't stop the war, Ted.
Don't be an asshole, Don. The war you're
This is
waging
Ted.
on me.
Yeah.
You're not going to compete with me like that anymore. We're on the same damn side.
I'm with Ted here.
You'd really do that.
So Ted's going to be the hero again.
I freaking love Ted.
And he's the adult in the room, too.
Yeah.
Handshake of gratitude. This is a binding contract.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
That's what I want.
And I think he's right. I think Ted should be. He seems to be more capable.
He is.
Tell the kid to write a letter about his childhood dream of being a pilot. You should write it. Tell him to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Ted, what are the chances?
I'm going to call right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This guy, man, what? He's so good. He's too good for this show.
Yeah.
He's too good to be with these people.
It's really a great contrast between to see. You really get to see Don's cracks.
He kills him
next
with
to Ted.
kindness,
Yeah.
really. You know, he comes, he's like, oh, it is your kid?
He's direct. He's fair. That's why it's called favors.
Possible.
I think so, but we have to act fast.
They went.
Before it's on the point, yeah.
Sylvia, sweetheart, it's gonna be okay.
It's a great performance from her.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Don Ted thing at the very end, too.
For sure.
You didn't feel anything.
Why are they even rehashing this?
I know.
This isn't healthy.
It's not, especially on the phone. It's like
You were good to me.
Until the hotel room.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Are we going to lunch? Because
Get in here and close the door.
Oh my god. Is he gonna blame Bob for Manolo?
He is.
calm down, sit down.
I like how he takes charge. Yeah, good job, Bob.
Man took advantage of her.
I don't think so.
I don't think that Manolo's interests turn that way.
Oh.
Degenerate. That means he's capable of anything.
God, Pete.
Drink that.
Pete is really losing that hair, isn't he? That's that angle there.
Every episode, I'm like,
Doesn't matter who it is.
It looks like he's coming on to him.
Is? Oh my
Yeah,
god, he is.
I was starting to feel like I was like, am I getting this
There's
wrong?
a
Reading this
twist.
wrong? Yeah. Pete's not interested.
Nope.
This will not go well.
You're barking at the wrong
Bob,
tree, Bob.
Bob read this way wrong.
You're barking at the wrong tree, Bob.
Yeah.
And tell him it's disgusting.
That was quite a way to shoot him down.
Of course.
I did not see that
I didn't see
coming.
that coming.
I thought he was gonna be with Joan eventually, or pursuing that avenue.
I didn't ever feel like it was romantic with Joan. I just felt like it was transactional.
And I don't have my key.
You mean you lost it already?
Can I have the keys, please?
She's gonna break into his apartment. This is gonna go bad. She's gonna get caught.
Go fast.
Fast. Very trusting doorman.
Here, a couple of high fashion models.
I love him.
He's so sweet. A nice man. Just a nice guy.
Knock on the door first to make sure no one's actually at home.
They answer. It's like, hey.
I would, if it was like the mom or the dad, I'd be like, so here's what my stupid friend did. Can I get this letter back, please?
I'd be worried about walking in.
I mean, as a kid, you're not going to tell the truth,
Sure.
but
Is she gonna see Don and Mitchell's mom together?
well, that would definitely be a twist, wouldn't it?
Yep. Gonna look around.
Oh my god, that's
They saw you.
You know what? I don't feel bad for either of these two.
Never in a million years would have guessed that Sally would have caught them.
No, I didn't see that coming. I thought Megan would have at
Yeah.
some point.
Very good use of music.
Well, the way the episode started with Sally being so defensive of her dad, man, that just got shattered.
Is she gonna? She's gonna tell Megan.
I don't know.
She likes Megan.
She likes Megan, but that's a big secret to tell somebody.
Break it down. Oh man. Yeah, dude. Your actions have consequences.
Yeah, eventually we always knew something was going to happen.
You okay?
Nope. No, I'm not.
I don't think Sally will tell, but even if she did, he deserves every bit of
Yeah,
it.
he does.
I mean, really.
Did you ever work through
Did she know that her dad cheated before?
No.
No.
loud and clear?
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like Betty would have said something, but maybe
No
she
way. Betty's not going to say something
You
to her
think so?
kid.
Okay.
No one tells their kid, by the way, your dad had an affair.
Sure.
I want you to hate your father.
Yeah, she pushed that line at the family tree episode.
She did,
She never went that far. I guess.
Enter into the Pacific, the ocean where 2/3
Oh,
of persons on Earth meet.
Yeah, Ted's a good guy.
I like Ted.
Yeah, it's the Draper way right there.
Right. Run away and drink.
Bet.
Whatever the consequences are, he deserves them.
Sylvia's reaction was very good acting, by the way.
It
too.
was, and she deserves them
She
too.
does deserve it. You don't deserve to get away with this. Both of your
When you-
spouses seem
right.
lovely.
I mean, I just sound like an old prude, but when you start something like that, you better weigh the consequences of getting caught.
Absolutely. Obviously, they're consenting adults, but yeah, guys, there's consequences. You know,
Yeah, as in if your spouses find out, your families find out, there will be problems.
deserve every bit of it. You do.
Oh, I'm glad you're home.
He looks terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Food in you. Sit down.
Poor Sally.
Do you want me to cut you a piece?
And now she's got to hold on to this for him. Is it the Rosens coming to thank him?
God.
I'm sorry to bother you.
Don, Arnold, and Mitchell are here.
Oh, God.
This is so loaded here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He's talking to him now.
Sylvia sends her gratitude. She is overwhelmed.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
I owe you.
No, you do not.
Let's go.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Sally right now.
You
I feel
make me sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you.
I'm gonna go talk to her.
No, I'll talk.
Yeah, stay away from her.
Don't do that.
She's carrying a big secret from me because I suck.
She has a crush on Mitchell.
That's not what this is about.
It's a good save, though.
Yeah.
Sally.
This whole dynamic is crazy.
You don't get to talk to me anymore.
You tried compassion?
Yeah, yelling at her is not the way to go, homie. This is on you.
Come on, Big D.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah,
See
try
how
being
he-
nice.
See how he handles this one.
Sally, can you please open the door? I owe you some explanation.
I know you think you saw something.
Okay, this isn't it. This isn't it. She's not stupid.
I was comforting Mrs. Rosen.
He's drunk and saying stupid things. Don't gaslight her.
Yeah, well, that's the Gaslight King right there.
That's true. He is the gaslight king, isn't he? And he is coming unglued.
This is the sloppiest we've seen this man.
Yeah, he's a mess. It kind of reminds me of throwing up at Roger's mom's funeral.
Oh yeah, that was a great shot.
Wow.
Fantastic shot. The door closing. Return to that theme a lot this season. The closing of the doors. You know, I think one of the better moments of that is when Peggy's caught between the two men and they close the door on her. That was a great moment.
I mean, the pilot, or not pilot, the premiere was called The Doorway.
Yeah. Good catch.
Now it was more like because he was reading the Inferno, like Don's personal step into hell, and he's still going. I wonder which ring he's on now.
No, it is a hellish season.
Yeah,
It's a downward spiral for sure. Okay, it's finally out there. It's finally out in the open. Somebody knows about this situation.
Right.
Now, it's interesting that Sally's character is angsty teenager.
Right.
She's very impulsive, I guess. I wonder if she's going to be the one that tells somebody if Megan finds out or Arnold finds out because of Sally.
I don't think she tells anybody. I
don't think she gets like angry?
I don't think any kid rats out their parent for something like that. Not a kid on the planet. Not to her friend. Not to her teachers. Not to another parent. Not to another family member. I don't think that
bottles that up.
I think so. Trauma. I think it's happened to a million kids,
sure.
And I think every one of them was very angry, very upset, and bottled it up because it's just that's too big of a secret to tell somebody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you walked in on your parent murdering somebody, would you run and tell somebody?
Sure.
Probably not.
Sure.
You'd probably be like, "This is too horrible for me to say."
Death of a Salesman?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you bottle it up, and it just stays there forever. Remember Ted Lasso, right?
Sure.
She didn't.
Oh yeah.
She didn't say that her dad was having an affair until his funeral to her mom. Decades later,
That's a good point.
I don't see a scenario where Sally says, "Everyone gather around," or "Hey mom," or "Hey Megan," or anybody, or "Hey," her boyfriend, her husband in the future. I just think that's a nightmare that she just has this tamped down
understanding of her father now. That's this awful secret.
Yeah, she knows, but it's something that she's gonna have to bottle up and eat forever.
Probably never address it again.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't think they ever will.
I hope that's the route they go, even though
it's a realistic
route. It needs to be out in the open.
If she did tell, he would deserve it,
for sure.
But she's not going to.
Yeah.
Kids don't go rat out their parents on something like that.
And his response obviously is disgusting. It's just comforting her.
Right? Yeah.
Understand.
I know you think you saw something. She's a teenage girl. She knows exactly what she saw.
And Sylvia should have let it go. She should have let it go. She should not have been in that situation. Neither should he.
Well, there's the favors, right?
The favors, yeah.
Ted did the favor for Dawn to make work life easier. Dawn did the favor for her, but now he needed a favor back.
Bob and Pete.
Yep.
Bob and Pete too. Which, by the way, okay, Bob. I didn't think that his relationship with Pete was that deep. We didn't really get enough.
I didn't think it was romantic.
Neither did I.
Or
And
Bob's interest anyway. His relationship definitely isn't because Pete's.
they
not
hid
gay.
that very well.
Right.
You know, yeah. And I mean, obviously back then it's a lot more dangerous. Obviously,
Sure.
we dealt with that with Sal. You know,
Right.
so you have to be a different person. You have to bottle that up inside.
Right.
Unfortunately. Good twist though. That was a great twist on the bottom for Bob. I'm a little bummed out they have to fire the nurse because he seemed like a really good guy.
Yeah.
The Ted and Don thing I want to get into because Ted says this war needs to stop.
Right.
The look on Don's face was like kind of not confusion, but just a realization. Do you think that Don even realized he was waging a war with him?
I think Don has been so selfish that he didn't even realize there was another side.
I think
to
it went over his head.
I just think it was I'm going to bully this guy and get my way, without really thinking about it. Of like I really am, just waging war with a colleague.
And we see every episode he doesn't want to work, he doesn't want to be there. I just don't think his attention is there at Sterling Cooper to where he does realize what he is doing. I think that it would just went over his head completely, and he's just. I'm just going to get as many clients as I can. Like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm doing my own thing. He doesn't really see the whole thing as a team effort.
Well, we've seen it all season of him stepping out of doing his job. And in this episode, we saw it a lot. This is how many episodes in a row is he like, oh, wait, what meeting? There was 2 in one day. She's like, you've got a meeting right now with the partners, and you have a dinner meeting tonight with Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? Since they've been on the books.
It even goes back to season 5. I mean,
Right.
Like, even the Howard Johnson's episode, like, we're just going to bail and go to Howard Johnson's, I'm going to fight with Megan. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a thing for a while now, and it's finally catching up with him. I love that this is, like, all catching up with Don. Like, I love the character. It's a great character, but, like, I'm glad that the consequences finally starting to happen. You know?
Yeah. Well, I feel like as soon as he married Megan, his head started leaving work. Pete called him out on it in season 5.
Sure. And Ted's really rallying the troops now too. He's got Peggy and Pete on his side at this point.
Right, and he's not even competing with Don.
He's not. It shouldn't be a competition.
But it's working out that way. That everyone's kind of siding with Ted because Ted's the one doing his job.
He's a nice person.
Yeah,
he is very good at his job, and honestly, he's an adult.
He's professional too.
He's bringing professionalism to this office that's just full of
usually
nerds.
chaos. Yeah,
yeah, and you're right. At first, I thought that Harry Hamlin. Forgive me. Is it Cutler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Cutler.
I thought he was the Roger, like the one that was really in charge there for a second. But you're right. He's not.
Yeah.
He has no pull.
It seemed clear in the last episode that he doesn't have any kind of pull whatsoever. I mean, the whole Ginsburg situation was like, okay, this Cutler guy really doesn't have the spine that he thinks he does.
Yeah.
Certainly not to make a major decision. So it's he defers to Ted.
Yeah.
He deferred to Ted there, and he's deferring to Ted now. I do think he was reasonable this time.
Yeah.
When Ted got mad over the juice thing, he was like, "What do you even care? It's not personal.
I don't want his juice. I want my juice."
Right. It's all your juice.
I love that line.
That was great.
This might be my favorite episode of the season so far. It's kind of sinking in. I'm like, I really enjoyed that.
I liked it a lot
the whole way through.
I'm kind of curious what Sally's relationship is going to be like, not only with Dawn, but with Betty now. I think there's going to be an understanding of maybe Mom isn't the worst. Maybe since Dad's the worst, she was in a really crap position with him. I think that she might get along better with Betty now, moving forward.
And also, I like how the show has flipped this on Betty. Obviously, Betty's had terrible moments that we...
No, she's justified. No,
the Carla thing is obviously inexcusable. That was a pretty awful situation.
She was a bad mother when they were kids. She was. Just like Don was a bad absentee father. They were both bad parents when their kids were kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
But Betty's come a long way. She's really grown up. She's taken more responsibility for her life. She's focused more on her relationships with her family. Getting rid of Dawn and moving on with Henry overall has been very good for her.
Because she actually has some form of support. She has some sort of, well, not just support like financially, but I mean like support like emotionally. Like, Henry's a great guy.
Henry doesn't infantilize her like Dawn did.
He's a gaslighter. He doesn't like literally like keep her up at night wondering where he is.
Sure.
Because honestly, that was like her big thing, right? She's basically being tortured in her mind. Where is my husband? What is he doing?
Well, he'd come and lie about everything, and tell
gaslighter.
And he would tell her what she was going to go do at night, and tell her what she was going to wear, and she had no agency whatsoever with Dawn.
Right.
You're going to stay at home and you're going to raise the kids, and that's really all that you're going to do.
The first 3 seasons were about like the control he had over her, and the control that he did maintain over his life.
Yeah, it was Henrik Ibsen. It was a doll's house
and then
all the way.
Pull that out, and it's like he's just like searching for that control, and he has none.
But he doesn't, and Betty's become a stronger person than not having that control over her. She doesn't need it. Sometimes she can still be a little tough, but I mean she's a person, nobody's perfect. But she's become a lot stronger person post Dawn over the last 2 seasons than she was in the seasons leading up.
I've really enjoyed her character.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I know that we've probably infuriated a lot of you with our anti-Betty speech.
No, I think it's justified.
It is justified.
Betty was not supposed to be likable,
but in those seasons, no.
Right.
But now that we're there,
right?
It's like we need some time to get there, guys.
I think a lot of it is always in that people were like, I've seen the whole show, and I know where these characters get, and so for you to not like them at the point where they're not likable means you're just wrong because I know where they get. Like I had friends that started watching The Walking Dead way late,
Sure.
And I was they were like, I hate this Daryl character. Like in the first season, like God, I hate that guy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like the star. He's like one of the best characters on the show.
He's gonna headline the show.
He's the show headliner. He's one of the guys you end up rooting for the most.
Yeah.
Well, they hadn't gotten there yet. You know, you've got to let the show.
Like with us on Ted Lasso,
Right? The psychiatrist.
Exactly.
You've got to let the character arcs happen. When you're watching in real time, you don't know these things. You don't know in Breaking Bad how you're supposed to feel about Walter White in episode 2. It's not how you're going to feel about him in
not the hero.
In season 5. You're not going to be feeling the same, right?
Yeah.
That Game of Thrones is a show. I know you haven't watched it yet, where how you feel about characters in season 1 is not at all how you feel about a lot of these characters at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because characters on good shows go through arcs. Betty has gone through a good arc. Dawn has gone through an arc as well, where the facade is coming down a little bit, and his deficiencies are becoming more pronounced.
Yeah,
that's just how stories work.
For sure. It's like character arcs make or break a TV show.
Absolutely,
and this show is full of some of the best I've ever seen.
Absolutely, there's nothing worse than a show where there are no character arcs.
Yeah.
It happens in TV shows and movies all the time. Why did I watch that when there is no character arc whatsoever?
Yeah, it's like hangout movies don't really translate to TV, right?
Absolutely.
It's like you need these characters to be like a roller coaster. You just need to go up and down, up and down.
We're getting it in. You wouldn't expect, like New Girl, right? We have really solid character arcs on New Girl, and that's a sitcom. You know,
we're about to hop into The Americans, another fantastic show that has those arcs. I highly recommend you guys watch that show if you're not watching it with us. There's a lot of parallels to this.
Sure.
The family dynamic that we had in season 2, they've mastered.
Absolutely.
They've mastered this, and I love that they can bop back in between the office and the home life seamlessly.
Yeah,
and it all ties together now.
Yeah, and we're going to see some relationships change moving forward between Don and Ted, between Don and his daughter, between Megan and her daughter. We're going to see some of these moving forward, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be. Maybe there's a point where Don's just like, "Hey, Megan, I got some confessing to do here." Maybe he does a little soul searching himself because he should. I'm not giving that much credit that he will.
Incredible if he did,
but it's possible, right?
I would hope that he does.
He's not a guy that owns things.
I'm really at this point. I'm really banking on Megan being in season 7.
I am too. I don't think she's going to go away because she's just too good on this show.
I would be very surprised if it's a 7A 7B situation. Maybe they get divorced in the first half of 7. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what it looks like. All I know is that this season is going to end in rubble.
Yeah, for Dawn. Dawn is going to be in rubble. And it may be nobody else. Everyone else might be completely fine.
I have optimism for Sterling Cooper.
I do too.
Or whatever they changed the name to.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but
yeah, they're still messing with letters. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sterling Cooper moves on without Dawn in their future plans.
He's a man of the past. He's stuck in the past. Like that's the big metaphor of the show, right? Is he's the 50s man that is stuck in the emerging 60s, and
he's a fake.
And he's a fake.
He's a fake, and as the world changes and he can't, how big the size of how fake he is getting more and more obvious.
He's a facade.
Yeah, he's the old dinosaur that was to sit around and drink and be chummy with the boys, from the 50s. And then in the 60s world, people are expecting different kinds of results from him.
Yeah, the 60s were all about revolting against the 50s and McCarthyism and whatever. But it's brilliant, and I can't wait to finish this season.
Yeah, we're getting close. We'll catch you next one, guys.
See you.